Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to record this video and share it with you so that you guys could have at least 3 tips you could go off of to start implementing for your website so that you can start getting a lot more calls and a lot more jobs in the door. So without further ado, let's go and hop into it. What I've done here is I've pulled up Roofers Kansas City. That's where you guys operate, and obviously it's a pretty big area. It's pretty competitive. But that being said, I still think that if you implement these tips, you guys will be able to dominate. Now, reason why I had this exact phrase in particular is because it's got 400 searches going to it every single month. That's a lot. I think we'd all agree that we would love to be in front of 400 different people if we had the chance, because even if we, just sold 10% of those people on our services, that's 40 people, and roofing jobs, 40 times 10, that's like $400,000. Like, that's a lot, and that's just going from a minimalist standpoint. So what needs to be done is you guys need to start focusing on ranking for this keyword, and you'll see here that you guys aren't in this map pack, and unfortunately you're nowhere to be found on this front page here. So how do you get into this map pack, and why is it important? Well, you get into this map pack by having the most amount of citations, and all a citation is simply your business's information listed in different directories across the web, specifically roofing directories. And the more of these you have, the higher Google is going to rank you, and eventually if you have the most, well, Google's going to rank you the highest, just like they've done with the Easton Roofing. They've got the most. I don't know how much they have off the top of my head, but it's enough to where Google's ranked them the highest. The only area that I warn you guys is that you don't want to put your information on like spammy directories, because Google will pick up on that and they'll actually hurt you in the long run, even if you have the most. Quality is what matters here. And the reason why it's important to be in here, well, this is where 70 to 80% of the business is starting to go down. People are on their smartphones, they're typing in these like roofing keywords, and nobody's wanting to scroll to pages, 2, 3, or 4. And especially on the phone, people hate scrolling. This is what shows up first, like in their search results on their phone. So, 9 times out of 10, they just pick one of these 3. And that's really important. That's basically showing you that if you're not ranked in that map pack, you're just kind of leaving money on the table. And, we both know that's not a good thing. So that's the map pack. That's why it's important to be in there. And citations is what gets you there. All right, so these, organic listings right here. Why are they important? Well, obviously they're important because they're on the first page. They're the ones that actually get the clicks. No one's going to pages 2, 3, or 4, or 5 to find a roofing contractor, So you gotta be one of these first couple sites. Pretty much like Pyramid Roofing. In fact, they've actually applied a lot of what it needs to take to get you ranked, and that's basically what comes down to backlinks. And all a backlink really is your website's link listed on another website that refers back to you. Again, it's a numbers game. Typically, whoever has the most wins. But similar with citations, you got to keep quality in mind. You can't just spam a bunch of links on YouTube. That doesn't work. But basically, try to view backlinks as like votes. You want to get votes from the most reputable sites out there to say, hey, these guys, they're legit. We're giving them a link. So yeah, backlinks, they're like votes. Let's go ahead and take a look at just how valuable this spot is and what they've done exactly to get there. They've applied basically 1,100 backlinks from 154 different sources. They're ranked for 1,300 keywords, and they've got basically 1,100 people visiting their site every single month, and they've got a traffic value of $11,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of value. And guess what? All that traffic value they're getting for free. In other words, you'd have to pay Google ads 11 grand a month just to see similar numbers to your site that they are. But they're getting that for free just by being in that number 3 spot. Okay, just let that sink in for a second. Okay, so now how does your site compare? Well, you guys have 265 backlinks, which, that's pretty good. 265 votes. It's not bad from 44 different sources. The only issue is that you guys just need more. You're ranking for 334 keywords. Again, that's not bad, but they've basically got 3 times as much as you do. And you're only getting 20 people visiting your site every single month. You've got a traffic value of $28. So what this tells me is that a lot of these keywords that you're ranking for, you're not necessarily on the first page for. So if we were to actually go and check that real quick, hopefully my internet will speed up a little bit. We'll go from 1 to 10 because those are the only results that show up on the first page. And yep, you're ranking for 10 keywords on the first page, but they don't really, like, you've got your business name right here, but there's low search volume, which means not a whole lot of people know who you guys are right off the top of their heads. They're not really searching for it. And same with all these other keywords, they're low volume. A legacy steel would be the highest, but that's about it. There's just not a whole lot of traffic for you guys because of these terms that you're on the first page for. However, let's take a look at what how many keywords they're on the first page for, and how much volume they're getting out of that. So we'll do the same 1 to 10. Go ahead and hit apply. So they're on the first page for 132 different keywords or phrases. That's a lot of volume. Look at that. 400, 1500, 200, 450, 200, 150, 90, 12,000, 150, 70, 200, 200. And they're all listed in like the top 1, 2, or 3 spots. That's a lot of traffic that they're getting driven to their site because they've implemented citations, because they've implemented a solid backlinking strategy. And on top of that, content. Content's super important, and that's my last tip for you guys is content. Okay, so what I mean by that is if we were to go to your site, again, you've got a couple paragraphs right here, and that's pretty much it. If we were to go over to their site, they've got a little bit more content than you on the home page, with these separate paragraphs here and some reviews. And then we get to the bottom of their page. Both of your guys' sites look pretty aesthetically pleasing, but Google doesn't necessarily care about aesthetics. Google cares about the amount of content that you have. For Google to rank a site number 1, Google has to feel like they've demonstrated that they're the knowledge leaders in the industry. So what I mean by that is Pyramid Roofing, they've got 352 different pages that Google has indexed, that Google has crawled, that has roofing information on it. You guys only have 230. So what has happened here is Pyramid Roofing has shown themselves to be the number 1 guys when it comes to knowledge for roofing in Kansas City. For you guys to take them out and beat them, surpass them, you have to add a lot more content to the pages you currently have, and you have to start adding new pages through like a blog if you don't have one going already. And I'd make a little bit of haste with that, but just to kind of prove to you that design really doesn't matter and it's more so content that matters, if we go over here to Google, type in Mike Tyson, he's a really cool guy, right? Awesome boxer. He's about to have another fight here soon, which will honestly be really cool. But anyway, his Wikipedia page is actually listed first, not his actual website. Now, I'm sure his actual website looks a lot better than how Wikipedia is all just like white and blue everywhere, But Wikipedia has the most information about Mike Tyson, which is why Google has, listed their spot above his actual site. It's kind of funny, but that's just how the game's played with Google. Whoever has the most information wins. So I hope all these tips were helpful. Again, citations for your GMB, backlinks for your organic listing, and content for your website so you can start ranking for more keywords on the first page. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. We could probably schedule something over Zoom where I can answer a couple of those questions for you, walk you through some things. But other than that, take care. Have a great day.